Hello everyone, this is grade 12 economics lesson government budget with you. Here in this chapter we are going to learn about budget, its definitions, objective, why government is making this budget, then types of budget and then the structure, how it look like. So first we'll start the topic with the definition of budget. So what do you mean by budget? It is the statement, you can say that it is the statement which government is making in order to find from which sources they will get the money, and in which different areas they are expecting to expense the money. Like what are the different sources in the coming year? It is not like where they have expensed the money or from which different source they already get the money. No, this is expected, like in this financial year, suppose 2020 and 21, how much money they are expecting to get from different sources and in what different areas they are going to expense the money. So some expectation related to this comes under this definition of government budget. It is the financial statement which shows the item wise where you are finding that from which different sources, so expected. So this is the budget for the upcoming financial year, and the main objective, first I'll take this main objective for this budget is you can say economic growth. Economic growth, this is the basic aim of all the countries, all the government of countries, that they are making a budget plan. It is the main aim in their mind, like in the expected year, in the financial year where they are expecting to expense the money, because the growth of the country is only possible if they will expense the money, and for expensing they need to get some money also from different sources. They will gather the money and then they have already planned in the upcoming financial year for the 5-year plan. Suppose they are making from the expenses for the 5-year plan where they are going to expense all that money comes under this. So economic growth is only possible if the government is making a plan, like Swarozgar Yojana is going on, Pradhan Mantri Rozgar Yojana is going on. So where the government is planning where they need to expense the money so that the economic development is possible, where the people will generate money, they will get some employment opportunity, they will fulfill their need. So all these comes under this economic growth. Second is the reduction of poverty. If the government want reduction of poverty, you can say, it is only possible when the government is making a plan. Plan means the budget. So here government want to expend some on the developmental plans, for the infrastructural development, for the upgradation of the society, living standard of society, and likewise. So the government want to remove the poverty by providing lots and lots of employment opportunity, and the government is also they want to remove the poverty from the country by imposing more taxes on the rich class people and using that money in giving aids and subsidies to the poor class or the vulnerable classes, those who are living in a very backward areas and they need real financial help from the government. So they are upgrading all that section of the society. So here the government, the main aim of these budget is to reduce the poverty from the society. Next is reduction of inequalities. Reduction of inequality, I just told inequalities. It is only possible when the government is using the taxes, a different slot of taxes. They are extracting the penalties, they are extracting the fines and more taxes from the rich class people, and they are using for providing the basic necessities to the lower class people, for the poor people, those who cannot afford to buy their basic need of the life, like food, clothes, shelters and all that. So government is using all that thing in order to provide all that facilities to even those section also, because they are also a citizen of that country. So it is the duty of the government to provide everything to everyone. So here they can reduce the inequality by extracting more taxes from the rich class and giving more benefit to the poor class, so that both will almost come together at the same pace of the life. They will enjoy the standard of living in their life. So This is how they are using this budget for upgrading their citizens. Reallocation of resources. Next is reallocation of resources. So you are finding that government is using the resources everywhere. They are not only using in the metropolitan cities or in the big cities from where they will get the vote. No, they will use the resources everywhere. They see that which area is having which different sort of resources. The area which is having abundant resources, they will take that resource and give to the scarce areas. Suppose if Kerala is having the spices, lot of spice production, so they will take the spices from there and give to the North India where they are using all the spice. In North India, they have the wheat and rice in UP and Bihar and all that. So they take all that wheat and rice from that productive area to the Maharashtra and other part of the country where these type of goods are least or very less available. So this equitable distribution, no reason or region will be despair of all these things. Everyone is using all the resources, whatever is producing in any part of the country. So this is also a possible. With the help of budget only, they are finding, okay, we are getting this much of revenue from this area, so we will use this revenue for upgradation of this land. Suppose Meghalaya, Mizoram, or the northeastern part which were very poor or backward from past so many years, but now government is using this the resources in upgrading these areas also and involving all that area, so that the more and more people will involve in the productive activity, and they will also generate some money, because if more people will come forward to give their contribution, the more country will show the progress. So almost these are the points you can say. The next one is the price stability. You can use any of the 4 or 5 points, because in exam this question will come for 3 or 4 marks, not more than 4 marks. So you can use 3 or 4 points with the elaborative. You know that how much elaboration, how much need to give the details. So you can learn 4 or 4 points, 4 or 5 points, not more than 4 marks. It will come from this topic. Maybe they will ask this topic or the another upcoming topics which I'll show you. So here the price stability is also the next important main objective. Every country wants that their prices should not go up and down. If it will keep on fluctuating, then the outsiders like the foreign investors, they hesitate in investing any money in that country, because if the prices are going up and down, they feel their investment is unsafe in that country, so they hesitate in bringing all that money in that, which I will show you in foreign exchange and the balance of payment. All these upcoming lessons are there. You keep on watching my videos, so that you will see that how these inflow of the money affected with the price fluctuation. So every government want that their country should have the stable price. It should not go up and down, so that even the vulnerable groups, the poor people, can also, they can afford to buy their need. So because rich people have enough money, they can expense. If the goods is cost for 10 rupees, they can easily spend. If it costs for 20 rupees also, they will expense easily. But the main drawback is with the poor people. They cannot afford they are very in a very mess situation where they are sparing 10 rupees, then how they can afford to pay for the 20 rupees. So here the main objective of this budget is to make the things available in the country, because if the goods are available inside the country, it is abundantly supplied, and if it is abundantly available in each and every part, all the people can afford to buy all these things. So these all points cover under the objectives of the government budget. This is why the government is making these budgets. After that, the types of budget which I have shown you here is the central budget and the state budget. So if the government is making, the central government is making, so this is called the central budget. Though this is only a little bit need the explanation. Central budget is made by the central government, and the state budget made by the state government, though it is a part of their revenue and expenditure. Just I have, and I told you earlier in the beginning of this lesson, State budget is made by the state government and central budget made by the central government, and here what we are studying is the main central government or the government budget, that is called the, which is a main part of this CBSE curriculum. Here the structure, how you are making this, like on what basic ground that budget is showing. Budget is showing it's basically receipts and expenditure, like payment. So you are finding that how the government is expecting from which different sources they are going to get the money and which different sources they are going to expense the money also. So if government is getting money from two ways, you can say, even they are also getting money in two ways, and expenses also they are making in two ways. So one is the capital receipts and second is the revenue receipts. Capital receipts are those which a government is getting in a huge amount. Suppose they are getting some loans from World Bank, from IMF and so many other areas where they are getting lot of donations, big donations, like how in pandemic the government got lot of money from so many different sources, and they gathered this money. So that all the borrowings, you can say, borrowings comes under this category. The recovery of loans, you can say, recovery of loan, like government has given some sort of loans to some person and they took it back from that person, like you know lot of example, those person who took the money and they went off from the country. Now government is putting a lot of like force on them, and because of all their forces and all that, government is recovering its loan back. So if they will get this type of money back from the people, that is called the recovery of loan, and these are the huge amount which they are getting from these sources. And then the you can say that disinvestment. Disinvestment, when the government is finding that their public units are not working properly, they sold out in the market in order to recover their invested amount, because they are finding that it is very tough for them to keep running such unit. So it is better to keep off or to sold it to the private hand, and by this investment, by selling these units, they are getting lot of money from these sources. So this is the capital receipts are the example. Revenue receipts, which they are getting in the form of taxes and penalties. Lot of taxes, like now in next lessons or in next videos I will teach you how the GST is working, how the IGST is working, CGST is working. So lot of taxes that government is using nowadays, and you should know that what is the use of GST, how the government is planning to introduce this GST in a country, and why it is very important for everyone to show their accounts, and in order to as per their status in the market, they have to pay the taxes to the government. So these are the revenue receipts which the government is getting from so many people, like lot of different areas, from the private people, from the public, like those the public units also, the entrepreneurs, small entrepreneurs, big entrepreneurs, or likewise. So which different ways that the government is collecting the revenue, where they are expecting to collect the revenue in the form of excise duty, from the import duties, you can say, then from GST and all that. Even the government is taking money in the form of fees. They are running the government schools, government colleges, so some sort of fees they are getting from these students and all that. Some admission charges they are getting, some also whatever the small amount. The revenue means the day-to-day amount which the government is getting from different areas, from running their vehicles, the railway. They are also contributing this money for this source of money for the government. So here again in expenses form. So the basic thing that the government is showing the budget in the form of receipts and payment. Receipts, which different areas they are getting the money, and the payments, which different areas they are making the payment. So this is also the same type, capital expenses and the revenue expenses. Capital expenses in the huge amount. revenue expenses in the small amount. So here you are finding capital expenses, which in the form of where the government is using huge money in the developmental plans, like setting up of metro, that is called the developmental expenses, or infrastructural development. All these type of wherever they are finding that they need to expense a lot, so that will come under this category of capital expenses, where the government is making a new railway lines, new roadways, like Pradhan Mantri Road Sudhar Yojana, something like Pradhan Mantri Shahar Rozgar Yojana, or something, when they are making a 8 track lanes and all that. So it needs thousands and crores of rupees for investment. So here, when the government is putting lot of big money as expenses, this comes under capital expenses. And when the government is putting small money every day for the repair of road, for the painting of the building, for the whitewashing of some track or something, public parks and all that. So where they are putting the money for the repairs, for maintenance and all that, even for the salaries of the doctors, salaries of the teachers, or all employees, those who are working under the government administrations. So their main money will go for their salaries also. So salaries and wages, which they are paying for the part-time workers, for the permanent workers and all that. So even more. So for today's topic is just up to these four. More topics are there related to this government budget that I will teach you in the next session. So be in touch with me and keep on liking my and share my videos. All the best. Bye.